Some of the time when your companions or individuals you love or going through it, and they begin talking some of the time they simply believe you should listen. They don't need envision. Finding your accomplice of 10 years isn't a crook engineer, yet a miscreant as well. And your believed partners have chosen not to see yes you heard it, right double-crossing violations. And grievousness our story today misunderstands everything. And it's nothing with that, since such is reality you need to continue on, you know. That is the way we learn. We commit errors, we continue on. Hey everybody, I'm Leah. And today I will discuss the frightening excursion of Shirley Strawberry. As per insiders, our darling radio personality and writer is wrestling with an extreme episode of melancholy and bits of gossip. Recommend she might have even attempted to hurt herself. The man she cherished and trusted ended up being a criminal, as well as untrustworthy, leaving her reality wrecked. And now you realize certain individuals say deservedly so in light of the fact that he had a wonderful family. And he cheated and lost his fan. I will disentangle the layers of Shirley's predicament. We'll dig into her better half's violations, his disloyalty, and the fallout that makes them wrestle with misfortune and gloom. And we'll examine how the media, and surprisingly, her partners have added to the circumstance. Keep close by as I uncover the most recent reports on Shirley's condition. When you uncover your accomplice's duplicity, the inner commotion is unrivaled. It's similar to a profound gap slicing through your reality. Shirley Strawberry, acclaimed writer and co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, currently winds up exploring through this close-to-home frenzy, some occasionally when your companions or individuals you love or going through it. And they begin talking in some cases. They simply believe you should listen. They don't need the disclosure that her better half isn't a con artist, yet an outlaw, has caused floods of shock that took steps to destroy her very life. Well, in excess of 12 individuals, missiled out of $1 million, 2 individuals have been captured on enough distance from being a minor blip. Her significant other's legitimate difficulties have created a forcing and considerable shaded area over their common future. The man she's attached to stands blamed for weighty violations, organizing an extortion plot robbery worth $1 billion, ownership of unregistered guns, and psychoactive substances. And there will be various forthcoming conflicts coming for this situation. I accept a Roswell. Let us know today. And when we check for an update, yet it doesn't stop there. A really chilling revelation was the implicating pictures of excavators found on his PC with his past lawful experiences. The robust charges he faces presently could see him in the slammer for any place between 25 years to life. I would likewise demand that there be a lower leg screenplay on Mr. Williams, as well as they have no web access by any stretch of the imagination, and no contact with any cares either way. If this wasn't at that point an emergency of enormous extent, Shirley has needed to confront this strife in an exceptionally open way, testing her guts as far as possible as a laid-out writer and a believed voice on a Steve Harvey morning show. She's no more peculiar to challenges. Except for this is private a hurricane of embarrassment and examination that has tragically spilled into her expert life. The hypothesis encompassing Steve Harvey's association in her significant other's supposed wrongdoings adds one more layer to this curved adventure in a disturbing improvement. A believed source near Shirley's family shed light on a grave occurrence, an emergency vehicle being called to Shirley's home, and her ensuing hospitalization. The tenacious pressure and infringing misery drove her to slice off from those nearest to her. Even her own girl, the gossip plant, proposes that Shirley might have attempted to hurt herself, a tragic demonstration of the profundities of her sadness. Her little girl, detecting the earnestness of the circumstance, interceded in the nick of time, giving a bit of alleviation to restless fans and well-wishers. Shirley's unexpected retreat from public life, and her quiet and her better half's outrage pour-out, can be credited to these staggering conditions, giving a dismal background to her unique quietness. Shirley Strawberry's better half, Ernest Williams, has wound up tangled in a chaotic bunch of untruths that prompted serious claims against him, all approaching to light from his inclusion in huge scope tricks. Ernest unlawful exercises came as a stunner, provoking a thorough examination by the specialists excited about revealing insight into his deeds to 57-year-old Ernest and 46-year-old Erica Lord, purportedly guaranteed a superior life for a purpose. Collaborating with an alleged accomplice, Erica Ruler, the pair supposedly engineered a mind-boggling property trick. They were said to have paraded their skill in business development improvement and training, involving it as a front to dupe their casualties, basically position themselves as specialists in the fields of business development improvement training, things of that name. The Roswell Police Division did an exhaustive test, prompting the capture of both Williams and Lord. The team's catch uncovered a tangled snare of joke business tasks that amassed large number of dollars, stacking up a huge number of charges against them. For example, misrepresentation fabrication to demand increasingly more installment, promising that those administrations and merchandise would be subsequently given, yet never following through with those issues. Erica Lord wasn't an observer in this fabulous plan. She was instrumental, wearing different nom de plumes, Erica Healy and Erica Hooley Rothschild, working from a plain private property. Williams and Lord figured out how to remain off the matrix, doing their misleading practices until policing a whiff of their activity, starting reports of dodgy exercises at a particular Pinewood Street address started off the police division's examination concerning the pair, uncovering the degree of their secret activity. Police say their examination initially began at this home on Pinewood Street months prior. Specialists say after Williams and Lord hadn't paid lease for some time, analysts began investigating their finding the core of their wicked arrangement. Williams and Lord set up an organization of shell organizations. The team keenly hid their actual expectations, introducing themselves as tutors for business development advancement and instructing. They took advantage of the desires of clueless people, offering assistance in different regions, including brand building, business extension, individual objectives, virtual entertainment development, and even extravagance vehicle. Securing individuals paid great cash for their administrations, yet left with nothing. Police say it was all representing a carefully prepared brandmasters. Williams and Ruler shrewdly built a veneer of progress, drawing their casualties with tempting commitments of terrific business and self-improvement. Yet, when clients began scrutinizing the shortfall of any unmistakable outcomes for their proceeded with speculations, Williams and Lord would show up without a follow, leaving their casualties in a condition of bafflement and selling out in the event that you have had any dealings with Lord or Williams. Consider police. Ernesto's bad behaviors weren't restricted to deceiving people out of their cash. As a matter of fact, when policing his vehicle, they coincidentally found an unregistered Glock and psychoactive substances. The situation started to get interesting when a hunt of his home prompted the capture of a PC. Inside, they found upsetting substance, including photographs and recordings, including excavators, which amped up the gravity of his case, especially considering his previous spats with the law. An accident of charges against Ernesto, enveloping a variety of violations, could see him confronting a lifelong incarceration under state regulation. Shirley's unfortunate circumstance took a grimmer turn when it was uncovered that Ernesto had outlined a break plan, heard calls, offered proof of his aim to dart to Florida, believed this individual to be a flight hazard. We have prison calls where he's looking at going to see his sweetheart in Florida, his objective gathering up with his sweetheart and looking for safe haven in Steve Harvey's Chateau. I have a call where he was talking with his significant other about going to remain in her supervisor's home. I will leave out every one of the names here, as Mr. Lewis did too. Ernesto's double-crossing wasn't bound to Shirley alone. It even roped in her colleague and dear companion Steve Harvey. In his obscure plots, Ernesto and Steve have shared a tight security starting around 2013, and it was Steve who made